We live.
What's going on?
We live. What's good? What's good? We give it a minute for y'all to come on in here. This is the Over 30 Podcast. We back in this thing. What's good with you, teacher?
What's up, man? Not too much, not too much. Just finally happy we got some sun over here.
Oh,
Melting
what?
all this snow.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know nothing about it.
I bet.
It been like 70 something all week out
Man,
this way. So I
I'm
ain't doing
glad
too
it
much
is.
complaining. Right, right. But we do have an interesting show lined up. Very interesting conversation. Enlightening conversation. Engaging conversation.
All the
Uh,
time.
we approaching the end of the retrograde. So there are things that you need to know as the retrograde comes to an end. Some things that I learned, but Tisha definitely gonna put us up on even more game. And I'm gonna help it, make sense for the average person. I'm gonna give y'all the game how I'm learning it. Because I got a great teacher. You know what I'm saying? So
We on
uh
episode 22. Can you believe that?
yeah, we did 22 episodes. So we've been getting it in. We've
Yeah.
been getting it in. We also gonna we talking about money and love today. Money and love.
Money and love.
Yeah, you'll understand. Y'all understand what I mean by that. As we get started. And also we are doing natal charts. We are reading natal charts today. So if you want to get your natal chart read to help give you a little bit of a little bit of insight into how you should approach this shadow phase in the Mercury retrograde, how you should approach your year. We are reading natal charts today. So along with this information that we dropping, you could catch yourself up on the science of you. The Over 30 holistic expert Tisha Marie does do her thing when it comes to these natal charts. So if y'all trying to get it in, let us know. All y'all do is put your information in the chat, and we get to go. So without further ado, we can go ahead and get started. I want to welcome y'all to the Over 30 Podcast. I am Damo, the political plug, and I'm here with,
The amazing, beautiful, enlightened, holistic expert, Tisha Marie.
yes.
What's going on, y'all? I miss you guys.
Yeah,
We got some amazing stuff coming up. We got
we do.
some real amazing stuff coming up for the
We got a couple of interviews coming up.
yeah.
We got a
Yeah.
couple of interviews coming up, and we have some very interesting characters.
Yeah. Very
Uh,
interesting.
and that didn't even say character to say to be derogatory, but more so, they have a lot to them.
Yeah.
They're very
Yeah.
they're multi-layered individuals who speak on things and dialogue about things that and they're experts on things that most people aren't privy to.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be getting to that within the next couple of weeks. And then also we got some rebranding, some reshifting, some things that we focused on. So y'all pay attention to that on the coming days as well. But to go ahead and get started with the conversation, Tisha,
What's going on?
let's get it.
Let's
I
go.
heard through the grapevine, through my studies, and through you letting me know, of course, that there is a shadow phase as we approach this
Yes.
end of the Mercury retrograde. Let's talk about it.
Yes. Let's talk about it. Mercury retrograde was hell for me. As far as like communication, closing deals. It was like drag. It was a drag for me. It was like extended everything and it was a long wait for everything. It wasn't anything that was rapid or anything that I can say that happened on my terms or the way I envisioned it.
Didn't shit
And
come
even
quick?
yeah, it just
Everything was like
wasn't even
pulling
that.
teeth,
Yeah,
goddamn.
yeah. It was that. And even verbal communication with me was terrible. So I'm actually one to be happy it's over. I'm ready for Mercury to go direct, and it goes direct on the 20th. if you guys want to know. We literally had this for 3 whole weeks, and it was hell.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, to say the least.
yeah, but
Communication has been a bitch.
yeah, and you know what? It's a thing after Mercury retrograde. It's called the shadow period, and a lot of people don't really talk too much about the shadow period. They think, oh, Mercury goes direct. We're good. We're back good, but no, actually, it's still
Now, real
moving
quick though, for those who don't know, when she says when Mercury goes direct, means it when it resumes
to
its
its normal.
regular, its normal
Yeah,
rotation. You feel me?
absolutely.
Because again, Mercury retrograde is when Mercury flipped the script,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and start going
go
a different
reverse.
direction. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So when it goes back direct, that means that it's resuming its normal rotation. Go ahead, Tisha.
Yeah, and just to be clear, um, astrologers all across the world, so they won't correct me. Mercury retrograde is not when the actual planet is going in reverse, because it doesn't go in reverse. All planets go direct at all times. It just appears to be going slower, but if you, from an eye point of view, if you look in the sky from a telescopic view or whatever, it's going so slow it looks as if it's going in reverse direction, so they called it retrograde, and it's just moving a lot slower than it usually moves, but it's going back to its normal speed or its direct motion
Mm-hmm.
on February 20th, and I for one is happy. I'm happy, happy, happy. But there's something called the shadow period. The shadow period is about 2 weeks after the retrograde, and it still gives when Mercury is moving and picking up his speed. In layman's terms, it's still moving slow enough to give you that retrograde feel, that energy from that retrograde. So I'll be slow to approach things still. Meaning business partnerships, business meetings, closing deals, closing on houses, anything like that. I'm still a little slow, even though we're moving into a new season as far as um, a new month. March is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of new stuff coming up, but still take your time because Mercury still got to get itself right, get itself together. So don't think that it's all gone with a snap of a finger, or when you hit February 20th, you're gonna be like, okay, back to normal. No, they actually still have to work its way back up to its normal speed. So give it a little time, give it a little stretch.
So it's a couple weeks right after the 20th that energy will still kind of reverberate, right?
Yes, a couple of weeks. So we gotta start looking. We gotta look at it as not so much of the energy. It's not going to be too impactful as far as the way it was at the very beginning of Mercury retrograde, but
Yeah, it ain't gonna slap
have
you
a
like it did.
right, have a
Yeah.
slow approach. Yeah, it was definitely for me. I mean, just losing thought, and just because, especially the people that are huge communicators, it probably was a lot of arguments going on, a lot of debates going on, a lot of people arguing.
Oh, I know how that
So
go.
yeah, so.
Now as that's happening though, because like when I think about issues with communication like that, I mean it's kind of hard to navigate, when you dealing with the retrograde and when it's like you
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
feel me?
Seriously. Seriously.
Um, and so as this kind of wanes, right? As this kind of wanes, like how do you pick up on where your focus needs to be? Because kind of like when we was even talking about manifesting, it's an idea that people could just like rest on the thought that well, it's Mercury retrograde, so that's why
Yeah.
the shit. It's like, nah, motherfucker, you wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, because
It's
it's like
still
it sounds like you got to be more on your game during Mercury
during
retrograde because it's
absolutely
more likely shit'll go wrong,
right.
right? So, as it begins to wane, as it begins to wear off, how do you still kind of pick up your momentum, right?
Yeah.
Um, but not get too far ahead of yourself to where you still kind of get caught up with a lot of that residual energy?
I think for you to actually pick up your momentum, like I said, take your time, actually get yourself together, get your energy in place. Like for me, after these type of thing retrogrades, if it was very impactful for me personally, I would have to get some detoxing and some rituals going on and cleanse my spirit, cleanse my area. A lot of people that are not in tune spiritually, or don't think that it was impactful to them, those are the people that is probably impacting the most. So you're gonna have to watch out for those people. Those people are gonna be the ones that probably gonna be in your cross paths, and those people that you're gonna run into. So those are the people you're gonna have to worry about. So I will get myself together, my energy cleanse, just to make sure that I don't run into those people that think that it's not impacting them, because those are the combative, irate, tumultuous people that you're gonna
So
run
you saying
into.
it can have you kind of running like how you feel of yourself, like, nah,
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
where a lot of pointing the finger come into play. It's not
yes,
me, it's them kind of shit
yeah,
come into play.
yeah. That is
Yeah,
exactly
it
that
really,
is
that's
the
the type of
energy.
shit you need to be guarding yourself against anyway.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I mean, like
seriously. And
it. Yeah, go ahead.
it's a lot of people that a lot of things in Mercury retrograde could have impacted. Like, say for instance, they didn't get something that they wanted, or they didn't close on a deal, or something didn't go the way they envisioned it. When you think about those people that it really impacted, they're going to turn that energy and transmute it to you. And it's going to be bad. So they, whether or not they believe that it impacted them, it impacted them, and then they're transmuting, they're projecting bad situations into other situations and negative situations, and projecting it on their friends and families and colleagues and co-workers and all that stuff. So watch out for those people, because they could be irritable, could be upset, could be mad. So watch out for that type of
Yeah,
energy coming your way.
yeah, because I mean, the last thing that I mean, I feel like anybody need is somebody kind of causing chaos by bringing their energy, like if anything. So
Yeah.
now this is the thing. Now I'm asking you as a holistic expert. You in a situation where you got decisions that need to be made. We at the beginning of the year. We at the start of the year,
Hmm.
right? We trying to get things going. We got resolutions that we trying to hold on to. I mean, we got new goals that we didn't set, new things that we trying to create an understanding for. And so knowing that, um, what are some of the things that you kind of implore your your clients, so that you do yourself to draw the line between being aggressive and being, and like in this type of time period, being aggressive, but then not being fully yourself, not being combative.
Combative. Yeah, I always actually want to keep myself centered and grounded, and also be alert, because those are the things that will help you. You have to be able to control yourself. You have to be able to contain yourself, and you have to be able to stay on some type of regimen, spiritual regimen, whatever your spiritual regimen is. I think everyone should have a spiritual regimen. Everyone,
What you mean
just
by
like
that?
you have.
What does the spiritual regimen look like?
All
'Cause I don't
right,
even.
so cool. You have all these regimens. You have a eating regimen, if you're detoxing or eating healthy or eating some balanced diet. That's a regimen. If you have a workout regimen, you have a sleep regimen, you have a cleaning regimen, you have a I don't know, a regimen to put your kids to bed, clean up the house, whatever. I think all of us live on some sort of regimen or another. So a spiritual regimen is something very much needed in your life. You have to have some type of spiritual outlet, some type of spiritual regimen. And a spiritual regimen for me personally looks like a lot of detoxification, a lot of centering myself, a lot of grounding myself, a lot of time with
A lot of
nature,
incense. A lot
a
of
lot of
incense.
incense, a lot of
A lot of
meditations, a
sage.
lot of sage, a lot of crystals,
A lot of
massages, self
manifestations.
care. Yes, yes, manifestation, self care. Listening to good things. Like for me, putting good stuff in and having good people around you is another spiritual regimen, because you listen to spiritual self-help things. I don't know. I like to listen to a lot of Wayne Dyer. I like to listen to a lot of Les Brown. I like to listen to a lot of motivational speakers, a lot of motivational things. I like to listen to
Keep that good energy.
yeah, great books. Anything to help you. I literally have my spiritual regimen right here on my wall. From day I wake up, I visualize, I say my affirmations, I meditate, I do yoga and grounding, I do Reiki, I eat a real well healthy balanced diet, I say prayers. I actually just charge my crystals, so they're not around me because they are still, going through the process of cleaning and charging. So yeah, I say my chants. I actually have chants that I say every day. So this is my spiritual regimen. And I think that is imperative that you have that, because you're fighting off a lot of, it's a spiritual warfare. So you're fighting off a lot of energies every day, especially when these planets are going in the motion that they're going into. And then unless, especially in these times, in this climate, you're gonna have to, I think that spiritual regimen is very imperative, very, very imperative that you have.
All right, now, the last thing that I want to ask you about when it comes to ending this Mercury retrograde, and finally getting to the end, um, what are some things to look out for? Right,
Going
like
towards the end,
what are some of the what are some of the pitfalls?
the pitfalls of
Yeah,
going back into um
because it's like,
I,
because like you said, it's like we kind of
the
getting back into that
normalcy.
normalcy.
You know
You
what?
feel me?
For me, it's actually like it's so weird because you think about Mercury retrograde, and like for me, oftentimes in Mercury retrograde, it would be a lot of misdirected anger towards situations, and like now you have to like patch up those wounds or those relationships that you
Because
probably
you just
had to
started some shit
dissolve.
during you just
Yeah,
started some shit during the Mercury retrograde. You was
yeah,
talking reckless.
yeah.
You
And
didn't
like,
started some shit.
I had a friend literally in Mercury retrograde. I had a friend that called me and like said one word to me, and I hung up. Like I couldn't even take it. I was just like, you know what? Not today. Click. Like if that person was like, "What is going on?" Like, "What is happening?" And I was like, "Not today. Not today." Like it was just
Can't
that
do it.
fast. I couldn't do it. So like protecting yourself, protecting your energy is very imperative. But also, you know what? That situation was something like you got to go back to and like, you know what? Hey, I was tripping. you know. So patching up those old wounds or would be something, or dissolving situations that started in Mercury retrograde. A lot of people don't talk about those relationships that come back into your life during Mercury retrograde that you pretty much probably the last Mercury retrograde you dissolved and then came back around and you probably like, you know what, I don't want this no more. And Mercury retrograde have a really, really great way of bringing people out back in your life, and they probably be wolf in sheep clothing for that time period.
Yeah, yeah. That's listen. That's that toxic
Yes,
nigga.
yes,
That toxic
yes,
nigga. That toxic
yes,
sister.
yes,
Like, yeah, like, bro. It's just like,
yes.
yo, I just had to, like, she just hit me up out of the blue. And
Exactly.
nigga, I was just like, next thing you know, I was up over there. I was over at the crib again. It's like, nigga, why? So y'all could just be fighting all the damn time. Like, nigga, what are you doing?
Exactly. So look at the normalcy and the trajectory of you guys' relationship. If it's always been very tumultuous, it ain't gonna stop because Mercury retrograde just kind of you know, put a little mask over it for a little bit and made it look like it was pretty, but then after it wears off, that's gonna be something that's gonna maintain. So be on the lookout for that. Sometimes Mercury retrograde have that great way of showing you that hey, this is not for you. So you know get that out of your life, dissolve that situation because it's not good for you. And also uh internally those feelings will come back. Like those feelings would actually be like, you know what, I don't know why today of all days I'm feeling like this ain't it right now, and it will actually show you that it's probably not something that you really want. So
Right, right. Pay
yeah.
attention to the stars, people. Pay attention to the
Yes,
stars.
yes, yes,
If he
yes.
or she or they feel toxic, you know what I'm saying?
Nine times out
It's,
of ten, they are.
shit, right. So
Yeah.
so yeah, so y'all people game, we getting out of the retrograde. We getting back to that flow, to that energy. You know what I mean? So stay tuned. We're gonna have more information for y'all on that. And again, we are also still doing natal charts tonight. You know what I mean? If we got time, we got some information for y'all, but we also got time to break down some of the science of you.
Yeah.
So if you want to get that tonight, y'all know what to do. Just put your information in the chat, birthday, time of date, and location, and you get to go. Listen, you get to go. We are a growing, budding podcast with a small audience, but we doing our thing. You feel me? And we want to provide a service because my sister actually provides that service in real life. So if y'all want to see an example of that service, we can show you that tonight. However, we do got more information to get into this evening, so let's do it. It's interesting that we were just talking about romances, who to leave alone, yeah, I mean, when to leave them alone and all that other shit, because let's talk about Venus and the Venus and Jupiter conjunction.
Jupiter.
Now, real quick, we know that Venus, that's the planet of love, money.
Look at you. Look
You know what I'm
at you.
saying?
Go ahead. Spill it out.
You know, I mean, your passions. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they play out. They play out with Venus, and so when and you know, this is a little something I learned researching conjunctions. What happens is when Venus and Jupiter come together, right? It's almost like a new attribute, but what it's doing is increasing the energies associated with Venus. You feel me? And so now that's just the surface level shit. You feel me? That's just the surface level shit. But with that brief kind of explanation, let's get more into the deeper sciences in terms of Tisha. Why is the oh that shit, I said new moon tonight. Wrong one. Why is the Venus and Jupiter conjunction so important?
Um, First and foremost, great breakdown. Look at you. You did amazing. You
Thank
did
you. Thank
amazing.
you. I'm trying to do you
Um,
proud. You feel me? I'm trying to do you proud.
yes, you did amazing. Um, First and foremost, yeah, we have Venus, Jupiter conjunction. Actually, we actually closing out on that as well. And I just wanted to touch base on that because it was right around the most amazing time it can be around, especially with retrograde going on. We needed that type of energy because it ran smack into Valentine's Day. And for one, I hope you guys had an amazing Valentine's Day with this Venus Jupiter conjunction going on. It started on February the 12th, ends on February the 20th. So I I hope you guys had an amazing conjunction with that because, like my amazing co-host broke down to you guys, Venus is the planet of love, it's the planet of fertility, it's the planet of beauty, arts, all the arts. We're talking about romance, we're talking about art in itself, we're talking about um, acting, just a whole renaissance, poetry, beauty of the love of food, all those things. So when you talk about Jupiter, the largest planet of the solar system and also the luckiest planet of the solar system, the wisest planet, um, its conjunction with Venus is giving off so much good power right there. Basically, if you guys didn't know, I broke down conjunction several times on the show. Conjunction is when two signs occupy to a certain degree. They come in close contact to a certain degree. It's a very powerful aspect in astrology. Very powerful. One of the most powerful aspects when a conjunction, because those two planets are giving off so much energy is combined, and you know and if it's two powerful planets like Jupiter and Venus, then you really have it going on. So, right there on Valentine's Day, we had those Venus and that Jupiter. That's amazing partnership energy. That's amazing
It
love
was a good
energy. Actually,
Valentine's Day. It was definitely a good
yeah,
Valentine's Day.
yeah. And then you also have like good energy for like marriages and proposals. And I've seen a lot of that going on Valentine's Day or around Valentine's Day. So seen a lot of relationships actually happen and it's still going on right now. I just seen a couple of proposals just today. So congratulations to everybody. You guys are utilizing that Jupiter Venus conjunction. Good relationship energy and business partnerships. So if you're talking about business partnerships, back in retrograde, Mercury retrograde, when they're telling you, be kind of weary on that business partnership, you have the good energy with that conjunction to help you out, to, give you shine some good energy on that business partnership along the way to finish out Mercury retrograde as well. So utilize that Venus and Jupiter energy because it is very, very powerful right now. Very powerful. So if you're looking to hook up with that man or that amazing woman, to right now, it's the opportune time to do it because you have some good energy in the sky with Jupiter and Venus, and it's gonna end soon. But
And that's what I was gonna ask you. How do you utilize it though? Is it as simple as taking advantage of, like, just like taking a risk and being like, you
yeah,
know what, I'm gonna shoot my shot. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna hop in them DMs.
mhm,
You feel me? Is it that simple?
yeah, yeah. You know what? If someone actually utilized the planets the way they should be utilized, and they paid attention to these type of things, that would be the time where they say, "Hey, you know what? I see this Jupiter Venus conjunction right there. I'm interested in this person. Right now is an amazing time for me to shoot my shot. Right now is an amazing time for me to ask this person to be with me. Right now is an amazing time for me to sit this person down and have a really good conversation about how I feel. This is the things that we should actually take advantage of right now. Like, this is the energy that we should try to take advantage of right now because it's literally giving us all that we need, and we know it's gonna go. We have the luck; it's gonna go amazingly. And then um, we're talking about the planet of love. So we got love and luck. How could you go wrong? And then we have it in Aquarius, which is a humanitarian planet, it's a helping planet, it's a planet that it's a come togetherness planet. So, or sorry, sign. So you have all that you need right now, despite the retrograde energy, um, which is very forceful, but it's coming to an end. So you have some good energy. You got some good energy surrounding that.
It seems like it's a nice little balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're dealing with the because that could create some confusion though. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? If I'm a nigga,
Yes.
like, somebody was just like, bro, that retrograde crazy. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't be reckless. Don't just
Yeah.
go in on no shit. But then the nigga be like, that Venus and Jupiter in conjunction, so nigga shoot your shot.
Just
It's like,
shy.
damn, shit, ain't a good
Yes.
chance that she ain't even
Yes.
gonna get it
Yeah.
like a motherfucker.
But
You
you
know what
know
I'm
what?
saying?
That
Like,
energy from both ends would allow you to understand that it wasn't meant for you to be. It wasn't meant to be. You know what? It wasn't meant to be. If it was meant to be, there's no retrograde. There's no, planet conjunction, no sextile, no trines will actually stop you from being with that person. Nothing would. So, you know.
you know what? That is what you would say, comforting. You feel me? Because then it's one of them things where it's like, but when it's the one you want, damn it, it's the one you want. And it's
Absolutely.
crazy because shit, the universe be saying like, nah, she ain't the one, but goddamn it, she the one. In your head, you think
Today
she
she
the
the
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now money is also involved in this though, correct?
Absolutely. Money.
So
Money.
so how with shooting your shot, that's one thing. Are we still saying shoot your shot in terms of business, employment,
Absolutely.
looking for
Absolutely.
investment opportunities? Is it still that
Yes.
same energy?
Yes. Business partnerships, investments, all kinds of partnerships. Like I said, you're in a sign of Aquarius. As of yesterday was the last day, but
Right.
you were in a sign of Aquarius. Um, I'm sorry, I take that back. Today is the last day. On the cusp. Uh, Whatever way you want to spin it, Pisces or
Yeah.
Aquarius.
Yeah.
But either way it go, you got the humanitarian sign, the sign of working together, the sign of coming together, the sign of helping out one another, and then you have this conjunction. Amazing time for investments and business partnerships. Um, Amazing time to come together and make some money. Best financial gains will come unexpectedly because Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, and your planet Uranus has unexpected changes, unexpected gains, unexpected things. So it can come at an unexpected time, unexpected things like, oh, Biden can say he's issuing the stimulus. It's unexpected, right? Because we never expected. They didn't give us actual date, so all those things can happen right now at this time. Whatever you're looking forward to, it can come right now financially because it's an unexpected planet. It's in a great conjunction period. You can have it. It's right there. The energy is there. If you want to shoot your shot, if you want to get that business relationship going on, if you feel apprehensive about it before, right now would be a great time to do it. Right now.
Yo, I mean, that's game. That's game. We shit. All the times we make excuses to not do shit. And this is one of the few instances where a nigga be like, the universe is actually on your side on this one.
No, for real.
You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Yeah, it's like the universe is actually on your side on this one. So when it comes to shooting your shot, um, specifically as I mean, in both the instances we discussed, specifically as we phase out and we enter into this shadow period, right? How is it a way to where even though you moving in that energy, right, that the receptor are like the other party, right? Whether it's like your business partner or whatever, can they still be susceptible to the energies of the retrograde to where to where it's like you come in with the right shit, but they on the bullshit. You feel me? And
Yeah.
so it kind of fuck up that opportunity. So how do you navigate being like going into a scenario where your shit is in line, but you pretty much dealing with how another motherfucker is dealing with the universe?
That's true. And I'm glad you said that. So my theory with that is if your spirit and your soul self is telling you that you want something and you want to acquire something, it may not be with that person, but if you keep trying, that opportunity that you're looking for will happen. It may not be with that person, but keep trying in that time and it will happen. Put that out there, put that energy out there, put it out there that you want, and I guarantee you're going to get it. It may be through that person that you get it. It may be someone close connected to that person. It may be, anything, but it may not be that direct person that you're looking for it to be with, but it will happen for you because your energy, your soul is speaking to you, telling you right now it's the time for you to do it. And your soul often is the one that guides you anyway. So if you're being led by your soul and it's telling you, hey, just reach out to this person, and that person is on some BS, then it's basically telling you to keep going, keep doing what you need to do, and you're gonna land whatever it is that your soul is looking for. It's basically telling you right now it's the time for you to go searching for it. It's guiding you and it's telling you, look, and that is actually an isolated issue. Maybe it's going to be a reason behind why that person was like that at that very time. That person has a lesson to learn from that as well. So that person might see you doing big in business one day and be upset that they didn't close that deal with you right then and there. So you never know what that lesson is for that person. But keep going because you will find what you need in that time. And it may not be that person, it may be through someone else.
Straight up. Now, don't fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Venus and Jupiter, shit, love and money. Like that's what a lot of us
Love and
people, you know what I'm
money,
saying?
love and money.
That's life. You feel me? So
Yeah,
shit,
and
this is
also
take
it's crazy. I was looking at Venus and Jupiter, and it's also saying like no interest in indulging in like BS, like bullshit, and fights and arguments, and you kind of see something coming and see something brewing. You're like, nope, no, I don't. I'm not gonna do it today. It's kind of funny because that's just what happened to me. I'm like, no, you know what? Not today. Not doing this right now. So yeah, it's those type of things go on too. It's like you will see like a situation brewing, and you're like, no, you know what? I'm not doing this. Not right now. I'm gonna just walk away because I'm gonna, basically secure my energy. I'm gonna
that's what you
basically,
call maturity right there.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So the next story we got a couple more before we get out of here. Um the sun enters into Pisces today. We are in
Mm.
Pisces season.
Welcome
We are
to
now in
the.
Pisces season.
Yes,
Welcome.
we are. Yes,
Explain to
we
the
are.
people what that means. What does it mean for the sun to enter into Pisces today? What does it
Today,
mean that we're entering into Pisces season? What does that mean for Pisces people?
Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Hello, welcome, Pisces. Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac, ruled by Neptune. Basically the last sign. Um, we are on the first day of Pisces. Arguably the first day. A lot of people say it start on the 19th, 18th, 19th, whatever. Um, Pisces from February the 18th to March the 19th, or February the 19th to March the 20th, whatever you want to say, however you want to spend it. But anyway, Pisces are amazing. I love Pisces first and foremost.
Now you a
Pisces.
Taurus though, right?
I'm a Taurus. I am a Taurus. I have a few Pisces friends. Pisces friends. I know about six Pisces right now, and we get along amazingly. Pisces are one of the zodiac signs I can actually really thoroughly talk to. They're very intuitive, very
That's a
intuitive.
compliment.
Yeah,
That's a
and
compliment.
also yeah, and Pisces are highly creative people, very in tune spiritually, very in tune spiritually, and imaginative. I'm sorry, imaginative. uh just like all kinds of deep talk and personality comes from an actual Piscean. um, they are well connected people, so they know how to be get connected with the crowd or gain some type of social and personal success from crowds and big large groups, because they have this amazing personalities, this attractive personality, very fun to be around, very great energy, very genuine. Pisces, very sensitive too. Can be sensitive. Can be sensitive. But yeah, Pisces, you could trust. They have you this.
Like
You got like
emotionally
some.
sensitive though. What kind of sensitive? We're
Yeah,
gonna be fair. We're not
emotionally
just gonna.
sensitive, because I think Pisces is a water sign. They're a water sign and also a mutable sign, meaning that they're not too forceful anyway. They're not fixed, which they're not dead set on something, but they're not cardinal where they're gonna actually initiate the first move. But they were like, "Yeah, whatever, and that leads me to say that they're very laid back and chill about things. They're not, they don't think too crazy into things like certain signs, like your earth signs or stuff like that, or your Taurus signs, so to speak, Taurus earth signs. But yeah, super sensitive though, sensitive as far as like, um, they are a water sign, so they're passionate about things, and they're empaths, so they feel things on a level that a lot of people don't. And things can impact them if someone's going through something that's sensitive to them, or if it's something that's dear to them and that's personal to them. They can be very sensitive about. So a lot more sensitive than other signs.
So,
Unlike your
and so are they? Are
Scorpio.
they? So are they're more heightened during this time period.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Yes,
You
absolutely.
gotta watch out for them empaths, man. You be going through your day. It be certain times you just be like, I don't want nobody to know I'm mad. God damn it, just let me be mad.
Yes,
You be
that
and
sounds
you be
like
around the wrong motherfucker. You be around the wrong Pisces.
the
You
wrong
sitting
Pisces.
there like, what's you all right? You good? Yeah, I'm straight.
Yeah.
I'm straight, bro. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Unlike Pisces, unlike your Scorpio, Scorpios are like your harder water signs. They don't really take things like Pisces and Cancers does. Um,
Hold on? What you mean
Scorpios
by
are with
that?
the shit. Yeah,
Yeah, okay,
because
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Shit.
Scorpios are not as emotional as Pisces and Cancers are. Cancers are the most emotional sign, and then you have your Pisces. Then you have your Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign, but it does not act like a water sign in terms of always crying, always hurt. They internalize their emotions, so they mask it with things, and they don't allow people to know that they're emotional. They may feel deeply about something, but they will not want the world to know it. So,
Yeah, I drink
yeah.
my pain away.
Drink it away. Yes, that's a Scorpio for
I
you. And
drink it. No, I'm joking.
Pisces.
That's a dark joke. I'm joking. No, I'm happy. I'm happy because I know y'all see people see me drinking on here. No, I'm happy. I'm cool.
Yeah,
This is I enjoy this conversation, right? And you want to
yeah,
be able to take it all in. And so now I was doing the research into as we come into the Pisces season. And there was the word that I seen used a lot to talk about like the traits that bring us into Pisces is intuitive.
Mhm.
Is that a phrase that you would agree with? I don't be trusting them.
Pisces
I got to
are
come back to the
very,
over 30 holistic expert.
yes. They actually good at reading situations and people. They're super intuitive, super intuitive. They find themselves in deep thought. Like I said, I think that for me, being an empath and being intuitive go hand in hand. Because I think someone that's very intuitive can read people very well, and an empath can feel people deeply. So I feel like those things go hand in hand, and Pisces have both of those traits. So yes, super intuitive. They can actually feel things coming, see things coming, and actually sometimes Pisces are very have a lot of really great spiritual gifts like psychic abilities or clairvoyance or being able to feel or kind of prophesize when something is to come. So Pisces are very good at that. If you're Pisces and you have some type of spiritual gift, psychic ability, hit that chat and let us know. Like, you got those dreams that you can't explain, and you want someone to break it down for you, and you don't know why, or you want to get deep into who you are as a Pisces. I love Pisces because they always looking and seeking further knowledge on who they are, or what
Man,
type of esoteric
Pisces
thing.
is nosy to me. I do not fuck with
They are.
Pisces.
They are very inquisitive. Very inquisitive. My friend,
Yes.
all my Pisces friends are very inquisitive. You
Shout
say
out to
nosy?
all the teachers, nosy ass friends. Hey y'all.
Nosy. Nosy. Oh my gosh. Pisces are.
Yeah.
Oh
To all
no.
the
Yes.
teachers, nosy ass Pisces friends.
Here.
Hey y'all. It's all good though.
No.
Because as a Scorpio, like you said, we mysterious.
Yes.
But
Scorpios are very
we'll let
mysterious.
you know how you feel like a motherfucker. So
Yeah.
but that intuitive thing, that intuitive nature, is it something that gets spread as we kind of enter into that? Yeah, I mean, enter into that period, or is it something that's unique to Pisces?
Mm, I think it's something that's, yeah, I think it can be very unique to Pisces. Like, I can't say that about a lot of signs, that they're very intuitive. Like, Pisces have an innate ability to do it. It's not like they're trying to be intuitive, or they had to over time in their life notice things and become intuitive because of the life experiences. I think they actually are born to be very intuitive signs, being that they're a fish sign, the water sign, the emotional sign that's close in contact with the emotions. That's a really great trait to have, to be very intuitive like that. Pisces also have this trait where they can be in and out too. And that's one thing I really don't like about Pisces. They're very
But yeah, keep it
yeah,
balanced, because you just got all the good stuff. Because see, when
yeah,
Scorpios come up,
I
everybody be
gotta
trying to
hit
throw
you. I
shade.
gotta
So I got to make
I,
sure it keep balanced, because they be
yeah,
yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
hit the Pisces with the bad shit too. Pisces can be in and out like a mud. Like, they have this sense where, like, they'll give you all of them, and then all of a sudden, just in a blink of an eye, they'll be gone, poof. And it's like, what happened, and you just kind of gotta roll with it, because
Pisces
that's a
will ghost your
Pisces.
ass. Be
Yeah,
careful.
they will
Pisces will
some
ghost your ass.
Pisces will
See, this is what I be
definitely.
telling you. When a nigga find out, what I mean, we read that natal chart and be like,
Yeah,
girl, he will leave you.
no, seriously, Pisces, they think too much, they overthink sometimes. It's kind of like they don't allow things to just play out. They try to kind of interject before it plays out the way it's supposed to naturally or organically play out, and then they just kind of make a decision to, like, ghost. And even if they're ghosting you to try to figure things out, they just don't want it to play out. They want to figure things out on their own. And they come to terms with things, and they may come back around and check back in. They come hard and full force. And the other signs, especially slower signs, or signs that move slow, like Taurus, cannot take it. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, no, I'm not.
It was like, nah, we gotta ease
Yeah,
into that shit.
right. You gotta
I
go
mean,
back again.
and you feel me? Don't tell your tourist friends your business. You gotta keep them at the, you know what I'm saying? Like, because once they get in a little too much, You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, as you don't want Taurus, you don't want or Pisces, you don't want Pisces
Pisces.
advice.
Yeah.
You don't
No.
want you don't want Pisces advice.
Mm-mm.
So
No, they're gonna keep it
uh
real.
yeah, yeah, and that be the problem. Sometimes it's like shit, man,
Too
you
real.
because it's the thing when you tell somebody too much, right? Like when you get somebody too much game and they give you that honest advice, and it's like, damn, I know that's what I'm supposed to do. But as people, like we kind of want to do our own shit, right? So it's
Absolutely.
like you tell your homegirl, whatever about like, oh yeah, I'm done with that nigga girl. He this, he that, and he the third. You know what I mean? She tell you, yes, girl, because he was this, he was that, bitch. He didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to call her a month later and be like, yeah, girl, what you doing? Oh, I'm going out with such and such. You know
You
what I'm
need to
saying?
tell me right.
You know what I mean? After all the shit that after all the shit,
Oh yeah. And
you
they
know
have
what
a
I mean?
hard time hiding how they feel too. So they actually cannot like it even if it's verbally, they say like, oh, okay, their emotions and their demeanor would definitely tell you they're uneasy. It's so funny because if you can really read people and their emotions and their gestures, you can pay attention to Pisces. And they can't hide it. They can't hide their feelings. It's so difficult for them. I think oftentimes that's why they do disappear. They do those disappearing acts because they cannot mask their feelings very well.
Yeah,
So,
do better, Pisces. Y'all need to grow the fuck up. Welcome into Pisces season. Welcome to Pisces season.
somebody
We
pissed him off. Some Pisces pissed him off, y'all.
Hey, well,
That's
you know my you
funny.
know my mortal enemy is Taurus. It's you and
Taurus.
y'all.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
my
He's
mortal.
married to a Taurus, y'all. So
That's why I say it's my mortal enemy. Goddamn it.
that's
But
crazy.
the last time we gonna leave the Pisces alone for the night. Welcome to Pisces season, y'all. We in here. Water signs represent. We doing the damn thing. But the last bit of update that we gonna put y'all on for this week in terms of what's going on in the stars is Aquarius is in 4 planets.
4 planets leaving
That
out
sounds impressive.
Aquarius season.
That sounds like some big shit. And so I definitely want Tisha to kind of break this down. So when we say Aquarius is in 4 planets, what does that mean?
Aquarius and 4 planets means a lot. It's a lot going on right now. If you see, been paying attention to the news, you have the stuff that's going on in Texas. I also seen people looking for help in other places with no electricity, no water. Um, Sending positive energy down to the people in Texas with no water, no electricity. Like that's you know major. You guys are in my prayers of manifestation. But yeah, but Aquarius in 4 planets is a lot. It's major. Like I mentioned before, Aquarius is the humanitarians to come together. And I think right now with these crazy times, with these crazy winters, especially in a place in a demographic where they're not used to these crazy winters. I think it's really time to come together. But um, we have Aquarius and Mercury right now. We have Aquarius and Venus, Jupiter, and in Saturn. It's 4 planets Aquarius in, and leaving out Aquarius season into Pisces season is still kind of lagging. It wasn't 5 planets; it was in the Sun. That's when Sun was in Aquarius, but right now we have what that means is I think it's telling us that we still need to come together in communication, which is Mercury, come together in love, which is Venus, come together in luck and finances is Jupiter, and come together Saturn, which is discipline. I think that
Okay,
this
okay, okay,
time
okay, okay, okay. Now you can't just run through
I
that one.
can't
So
just go.
you said it's in Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury.
Mercury, yes,
And so
yes.
we know we talked about Venus.
Mhm,
That's love.
mhm.
Um, what's Mercury? Communication.
Communication, yeah,
I knew you said, yeah, I remember.
yeah,
Um, so Venus, love, Mercury, communication. You
mhm,
said Saturn.
mhm. Discipline,
What's Saturn?
discipline,
Discipline. And then what was the fourth one?
restriction, and Jupiter.
Jupiter is restriction. And so you're
Jupiter
saying
is luck,
it's luck.
luck and
Okay,
discipline.
so just yeah, okay. So what impact? So when we talk about Aquarius, what is the trait of Aquarius?
Aquarius is first of all, Aquarius, the 11th sign of the zodiac. It's comes before Pisces. Aquarius is our humanitarians. There's It's an air sign. It's a
Uh,
fixed sign, fixed air sign.
mm,
Aquarius is are your humanitarians. They're your helpers. They're your leaders. They're the underdogs, the people that fight for the underdogs, the people that stand up against oppression. Most of the time, your Aquariuses are the ones that's out there starting the riots and the ones that's leading all kinds of political groups and stuff like that. Those are your Aquarians.
the
Um,
agitator, like a motherfucker.
Yes, yes, that is an Aquarius. Aquarius do not like bullies. They don't like they stand up against the underdogs, like I said.
Right.
And they're very intellectual. Aquarius is already one of your
Really
steadfast
fight
signs.
for the people.
Yes, it's also a very adaptable sign as well. I love Aquarius as well. That's my second favorite zodiac sign. Aquarius is love, love,
Because we
love
know the
it.
Scorpio is your favorite. Now,
Yeah.
the reason why I asked is because what impact does those traits, like how do we see the traits of Aquarius
Mhm.
impacting those four planets and what they stand for? We talking about luck, communication, love, and discipline, right? So what
Okay.
impact does Aquarius have on those four, or on those four traits?
On those four planets. Okay, so we got the planet of Uranus, and that's Aquarius ruling planet, and that's the planet of change. That's the planet of rebellion. That's the planet of unpredictable uh, change, um, and also can be very aggressive. Uranus can. When you talk about Aquarius and your Uranus shining energy on all those planets, you're talking about basically in Mercury, there's a change that needs to happen in communication, the way you communicate, how you communicate, or your delivery in communication. Or it could be unpredictable changes in that aspect. Also, you're talking about in Venus, the way you love, or how you come together in love. And I think for right now, like I was mentioning, with all this going on and these people needing us and needing our help, they're going to try to pull from each state. Already seen celebrities stepping up. I've already seen people going in that direction of trying to help and come together, communicating, come together in love, come together in giving, which is Jupiter. I'm sorry, let me break it down. Come together in communication, which is your Mercury.
There you go.
Come together in love, which is helping and seeing that there's a problem and seeking help and getting help from your colleagues and your business partners and your family, whoever is in your social group, to come together to help in love, and also come together to pull together financially, which is your Jupiter, and also come together to restrict and stay consistent and stay steadfast in it, which is your Saturn. So I think all of this is telling us that this is the opportune time to utilize this energy to invoke a change and all that we need to change. And it's in Pisces season. Pisces is very generous. Pisces is very, very chill and laid back, but also will give you the shirt off their back and very intuitive and passionate about that thing. So this is the
What do
time
you,
to actually
yeah,
go
well, that's
ahead.
what I was gonna ask. Do you think that it, like, that is what we seeing in terms of people starting to give a fuck about shit like racism? You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
what the impact that racism and sexism and all the isms, all like the hatred, and
Absolutely.
you got Joe Biden that's talking a
Absolutely.
lot about unity. And that's
Hmm.
kind of the phrase that we see, or that we
Hmm.
hear used the most going into 2021.
Hmm.
After a lot of people felt like the political climate of the last 4 years has been heavily um polarized. You got people on
Hmm.
both sides. And so do you think that it is that Aquarius energy, or would you attribute that Aquarius energy to like the rise of the demand for unity that we see playing out culturally?
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that because it brings me to another thing that we weren't going to talk about. But Uranus entered Taurus in 2019. So Uranus is a planet of change and unpredictable change. It can be a change of rebellion. It can be a change, or I'm sorry, a planet of rebellion. It can be a planet of humanitarian come together, and it also rules Aquarius. So when you talk about it inside Uranus inside Taurus, it occupies Taurus for about 7 years. And with that being said, it basically Taurus is the sign that is gonna stick with something. It's gonna care. It loves, and obviously Taurus is ruled by Venus, so it's a planet of
Stubborn
love.
ass Taurus.
Yeah, it's gonna be stubborn, and
Stubborn
it's
ass
so
Taurus.
stubborn it will stick with something even if it's not. But it's also Taurus with Aquarius is gonna get some shit done. It's gonna get some shit done. First of all, you're gonna fight for the underdog. You're gonna stand up against oppression, and you're gonna stick with it. You're gonna be consistent with it. You're gonna be passionate about it. You're gonna love what you do, and you're gonna work hard at it because both of those signs are fixed, and they also are hardworking signs. So yes, I think that has a lot to do with the change that's happening with oppression, the change that's happening with us standing up and protesting against injustices that's going on in the Black demographic, because I think that is something that's needed. Although we needed this long before, but you can definitely see the huge impact since Uranus has been in Taurus and how it's actually been. George Floyd was just last year, but
Damn, was it last year?
yeah, it's 2020, summer
Yeah.
2020. So you actually had like a very huge impact with Uranus and Taurus, and also Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So I think those two really showed some impact and some changes on what we needed to see moving forward for our community.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because I always kind of ask myself like what you always try to look and see because I do pay attention to a lot of the shit that goes on. So I'll be trying to look and see like what was the catalyst, like what
Mm-hmm.
made George Floyd different, or what
Mm-hmm.
made these different names, like what made Mike Brown different, what made Trayvon
Absolutely.
different.
Absolutely.
And it's how people respond to it because like fucked up shit happen to black people all the time. Um,
Absolutely.
and it becomes so normalized that sometimes a lot of it don't make the mainstream news. So you always got to ask
Right.
yourself, like, what triggers people, and I think it's that type of energy. And that's why it was a quote from who's we talking about last week, uh the inventor dude. Who's
Oh,
we talking?
Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla.
Tesla.
Yeah, he was talking about if science would begin to study the non-physical, then
Mm-hmm.
it would advance years in a matter of days or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of them things where we had that because there are moments where we could look at a common energy, like why people felt like this ain't it. I mean, other shit that I ain't really said nothing about, but this ain't it. And it's
Absolutely.
interesting when we see what's happening in the stars, that energy, that unifying energy, that I'm gonna fight for the underdog type energy. You see that playing out now more so than other times because one of the more interesting things that then happened is like you had white kids that were fighting their parents for Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
that's some shit like they getting kicked out the house, making look
Yeah.
videos about I'm sleeping in my car,
Right.
Black Lives Matter, fuck my parents. I mean, and it's like what would make these white kids feel like that energy of, I'm white, I'm
Mhm.
cool, I'm connected, to be like nah, like this shit's just not fucking right.
It's not.
And
It's not.
on one hand we can look at it and just say like, oh, it's just people recognize what's wrong, but on the other hand, it's like that shit don't just happen.
No, it
Yeah, I
doesn't
mean,
happen. And
there are
like you
energies
mentioned,
at play that's important. Go
yeah,
ahead.
absolutely. And like you mentioned, this has been going on for ages, for years. I mean, um, not to take away from George Floyd, but we've had many massacres that took place over. I'm talking about obviously not recorded, but enough witnesses. They didn't have phones back then, but they had witnesses. I mean, they people did it in daylight. I'm talking about in front of a lot of people. It wasn't necessarily that it wasn't impactful. It's just now I think that energy and these type of energies and these type of planets, and these planets have been doing some oddly things. I'm talking about, like, for instance, Uranus is supposed to occupy Taurus for a certain amount of years, but they're saying it's supposed to stay a little longer. The conjunction that just took place on December the 21st, that happens, you know, oh my gosh, every 2 decades or something like that. So you have, like, so long or so much of so many different energies taking place right now that hasn't taken place in probably centuries, so you have to understand that it's different. The skies is different. The sky is expanding. The sky is forever changing. People have to understand how the sky works. The sky changes as well. Sky is expanding. Um, the solar system is different. They're finding new things about the solar system. I believe in the solar system. Um, a lot of people argue the solar system, but I believe that the energy that it is projecting on us has a lot to do with the changes that's going on right now, and I'm happy and here for it. And now, since we are here, we have arrived. I think that we're just it's gonna be a catalyst just to, you know, take us to the place we need to go and see the change we need to see.
Yeah, shit, I can't think of a better way to go ahead and close that thing out. I ain't even gonna try to say nothing else and fuck it up. You feel me? But yeah, that was great. I mean, I definitely agree that we are we'd be fools to think that especially people, spiritual people, we'd be fools to believe that there's a disconnect from our spiritual makeup and the vibration and the energy of the universe. You feel me? So
Absolutely.
definitely peep game, pay attention to that. And that's why the Over 30 podcast is here to keep you updated on what the fuck is happening in the skies so you can know how to move. Um
Oh, I got an idea for you. I just had a
what?
light bulb.
What?
I'm gonna hit you about it. It's
Yeah,
good.
okay, all right, yeah, we gonna talk. We gonna talk. Uh
Okay.
but next week we will hopefully we plan on having a guest over these next couple weeks. I don't want to give too much in until we able to lock it in, but we may be getting into some voodoo. Don't be scared. Don't be
Hey.
scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Jesus loves you. You feel me? You be good. But we'll be
You
tapping
are a
into some
nut.
voodoo. I mean, I want to hear this shit, man. I think
I
this is
do.
it's culture. It's
I
culture.
do. It is
Because
culture.
there are a lot of spiritual beliefs that Christianity has taught us to fear out of racism. You know what I mean? Out of suppressing other cultural belief systems. And so
Hmm.
you feel me? Somebody who talk about they really into that. They study that. I want to be up on game. So next week, hopefully, we have something locked in soon to let y'all know. So y'all can make sure y'all tune in. The week after that, that's another guest that we're trying to get locked in. Somebody else
Yeah.
who communicates other. I ain't gonna say otherworldly, but let's just say, the way that they communicate is next level. We'll say that. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because we got some
Next
big things in
level.
the work. We got some
Yes,
big things in
we
the
do.
work. So again, y'all can find me, Damo, at the political plug, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Y'all can also check me at the Chop Up Show every Monday, 7:30 or 7:30 Pacific, 9:30 Central. If you caught this episode and you want to go back and catch some more, if there was some game that you missed that you want to catch up on, this is live. You can check it out again on Facebook, or you can go over to YouTube. Make sure you leave a comment, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is the Over 30 Podcast. Anything you want to leave the people with, Tisha, before we head out?
Yes, you can find me on all social media platforms at Infinite Stars Holistic Healing and Infinite Stars Incorporation. Also, my Instagram personal page is Infinite Omniscient and Facebook page Teach Marie. Uh, Hit me up if you just want to talk. If you want some services, I am a spiritual life coach, and I do readings. I do natal readings and birth card readings, and yeah, I deal with youth education. I give a holistic alternative to that. So just, yeah, hit me up for whatever. I wear many hats.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if you don't know how to spell infinite omniscient, don't confuse you with omniscient. Omniscient. That's some other shit. You feel me? If you confused on how to spell that, just throw it in Google. It will get you the correctness, and it'll get you to our Instagram and everything else. But thank y'all for joining us. We'll be back next week. We're gonna get it in again. Until then, we out. Peace.